Friendship red flags I shouldn't have ignored. I was friends with this girl from sophomore year of high school. We are not friends anymore. During our junior year of high school, people would walk up to me and tell me she's not your friend, she talks shit about you. I'd ignore them because I was like, she would never do that. We'll call her Angelina. These allegations kept going on for months now. I'd sweep them under the rug. Her mom came to pick us up from school one day, and something just fell off, so I grabbed her phone and went to messages and typed my name in the search bar. So many messages appeared of Angelina just completely bashing my character with another girl that didn't like me for no reason. In these messages, Angelina was saying how I was annoying, she didn't like me, and she hated the fact that we had a class together. I started shaking and pretended everything was fine. I was fully in my people pleaser era at this time and was so desperate for a friend. Angelina would get into a relationship, she'd act like I never existed and only come around when her and the boy that she was dating at the time were having problems. We even stopped being friends during a period of time during senior year because Angelina wanted to focus on her relationship and being my best friend was too much. This went on until we graduated high school. Angelina and I did a lot together. We'd have sleepovers, she'd come over, my family threw her a surprise birthday party. She knew a lot about my family's dirty laundry because my family saw her like family. They truly adored her and thought that we'd be friends forever. She knew that I was going through a very hard time and that my family was going through a very hard time as well. We truly let her in, so I could have only imagined the stuff she was saying about me behind closed doors to other people. During COVID, Angelina had talked to a friend about how she didn't want to be friends with me anymore. She felt like we had nothing in common. So we met up at the park to talk and I cried because I genuinely thought this girl was my best friend, but it was a one-sided friendship. At this time, I was going through my first breakup, finding out I was cheated on, which she knew. So this was the last thing that I needed. I told her I fully understood and we could go our separate ways. Angelina then felt bad and said she wanted to work on the friendship. We'd talk from time to time, but it was so forced. She'd only hit me up when her and her boyfriend were having problems, never would ask me how I was doing, so I was just done with this girl's shit at this point. We didn't talk for a year and a half, and every friend that Angelina had talked shit about me to, she was back best friends with. I ignored it because I wanted to see how she was doing. I reached out, she came over, and as soon as Angelina came over, she started telling my family how she was a HOE now, and she wished that I was single so we could be out in these streets together. She pulls out her phone and shows my mom and I a tape that she had of herself on the internet, which, girl, all power to you, but don't be showing my mama that. My mom was flabbergasted. My jaw dropped. She had then told me how she cheated on the guy that she was seeing. This just wasn't the same person that I knew, and to each their own, people have the right to change. Angelina then goes to tell me how she felt I thought she was fake because she was back best friends with the girl she used to talk shit about me to. And I tried brushing it off, just holding on to the little hope that I had left with tears pouring down from my eyes. No judgment. I genuinely was just so happy to see her again. After our little reunion, I tried reaching out, but it was just the same thing all over again. Angelina had completely ignored me. So I sent her a message just saying how I would never reach out to her again. I wished her all the best in life and God bless her. It was one of our mutual friends' birthdays and I had told her happy birthday. I was supposed to go to her birthday brunch. I was disinvited. And I go to check on Instagram. These girls are completely throwing shade at me, just clowning me, trying to make fun of my relationship. Did anything to these girls, especially the birthday girls, so I was shocked. If you don't know my man and my man doesn't know you, he is an innocent bystander and I should have listened to him when he said, babe, do not reconnect with that girl. She does not look like a good person and she's going to hurt you like she did the first time. So I swiped up and said, wow, it seems like some people never change from high school and you both are still the same little miserable bitches I knew when we were younger. Blocked them on everything. Until this day they're both still blocked and that's where they'll stay. Cried because I just didn't understand why not talk to me and tell me straight up that you didn't want to be friends anymore. We could have ended things in a civil manner. I didn't deserve that. That whole situation was just fucked up. Angelina still had my mom on Instagram, so I saw that she was back best friends with all the people that I used to be friends with. Angelina was just fake, not a true friend, not a good friend, and I just saw her true colors. Truly had to understand no matter what you do, people will eventually show you how they feel about you. My mom told me you'll keep going to the same situations until you learn the value of your self-worth, so let this be a lesson that you never forget. Sadly did learn my lesson the hard way, but at least I learned. Wish Angelina all the best, but we will never be friends again. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Just know that you deserve genuine friends and people in your life that'll love you for who you truly are.
One of the most traumatic alcohol-related situations that I was ever in with an ex-friend of mine was we were vlogging on our way back from an event, and we were driving my car. We were leaving this event, and I was like really, really sad about it because we were going separate ways from a lot of our friends, and I just kind of like started crying. I hadn't seen this person in like a while. I had no idea that they were struggling with alcohol. Like, I thought when we were going to this event that weekend, like we were just gonna be partying it up like normal. Nothing could have prepared me for the issues that ended up happening that weekend that I had to deal with. So I was processing a lot in real time and kind of like really, really in denial because I was like, there's no way. During this road trip, our plan was to just switch driving halfway. I was gonna drive the first half, they were gonna drive the second half. As we're starting the road trip, I kind of noticed like my friend is talking a little weird. They kind of weren't even registering that I was crying. They were going on their own tangent for the vlog, but it made no sense. I quickly realized I needed to turn the camera off because something was like not right. They increasingly get more and more annoying and they keep repeating themselves, and someone who just repeats themselves because of alcohol, it's a huge trigger for me already because a few months prior to this I had to jump off of a roof via a ladder that I used to have next to my bedroom window to escape an alcoholic. So like I am well versed in this already, but still very young and very in denial. And I just go, okay, we're gonna go stop at a gas station, I need gas. And they were like, okay, I need to pee anyways. And I was like, okay. And then I noticed that they had this water bottle that I didn't recognize, and I noticed they're like slyly like pulling it in and out the side pocket of the car. We pull up to a gas pump, I park the car, they open the car door and they throw that water bottle that's still somewhat full into the trash can. And I'm watching in the rear view mirror as they walk into the gas station. And the second I see them get into the bathroom of the gas station, I open the car door, immediately just start bawling my eyes out, and I dig into the trash can, pull out that water bottle, and it is very much filled with tequila. Mind you, this is when this person is supposed to start driving my car the rest of the way home, an hour and a half. And they are now trashed, trying to hide it. So they're still in the bathroom and I am like panicking. I am in fight or flight. Part two, now my friend thinks that they're about to get into my driver's seat of my car and drive my car for an hour and a half because they think that I can't tell that they are hammered. But I can tell, and I just found the water bottle. Like, once again, I have already dealt with so many alcoholics in this point in my life that I know all the tricks of the trade. I was just in denial that this person was one. While I'm waiting for them to come back out of the bathroom from the gas station, I am on the phone with somebody like fucking hysterical trying to figure out what to do, and right as my friend comes to the driver's seat, I hang up on whoever I was on the phone with, roll down the window, and I go, I'm driving. There was a part of me that was so angry. They were about to put us both in that position. I think I put my glasses on to try to like hide my tears because I am really just trying to like regulate myself and not cause a goddamn scene. After we got home, we were just chilling out for a couple hours. One of my friends, who was like genuinely just a very safe space for me, was staying in LA at that time and was staying at a hotel down the street. And he was like, why don't you guys come and visit and like say bye to me before I leave? And I was like, honestly, I think I need that. So I'm still trying to figure out if I should like address things with my friend or not, but I was like, I'm just gonna try to like have them leave in peace. We get back in my car, we drive over, we hang out with my friend for a little bit. You know, at this point, they're sober. So they're being normal, so it's easier for me to stay calm. And I'm like, okay, I can make it until the morning, until their flight. Like, I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine. I'm always capturing the moment, even if the moment doesn't really need to be captured. And as we were leaving this hotel, I just took my phone out and I was just taking like 0.5 selfies of us just like strutting out the hotel door. The next morning we wake up, I drop him off at the airport, I come back home. My roommate had texted me and said, whose bottle of tequila is this on the counter? Because we had like no alcohol at that time, and it was kind of like a ongoing joke that the only alcohol that we had was Selva-Ray rum, and now there's this mysterious giant bottle of tequila on our bar. And my roommate was like, that's not mine. And I was like, what? 20 minutes later, I get a text from my friend that we had visited the night before saying, did one of you guys take a bottle from my mini fridge because I just got charged like $200. I then check my camera roll, and in the 0.5 selfies that I'm taking of us leaving the hotel is them taking this bottle of tequila that neither of us saw them take. I'm taking a burst. So it's a burst of them sneaking this bottle of tequila under their long jacket, putting it between their armpit, and then putting their arm up, trying to like pose and hold their jacket for the pictures. Like I have a 0.5 burst of them stealing a bottle. I just want to make it 100% clear that I'm not sharing these stories to make myself a victim or to shame somebody for addiction. Like, addiction is an illness, and I was raised to try to save everybody and everything from everyone and everything I could. Like, I have really had to work on rewiring my brain the past few years to learn what it looks like to choose myself, and that you have to walk away from some people to be able to choose yourself. This is just one story from a large part of my life that I have not shared online, where these things keep me up at night still, because I thought I was a horrible person for not being able to save someone no matter what they were dealing with. I internalized it so much, and I completely lost myself. I damn near had no boundaries for like 21 years of my life. If you can relate to anything in this, please just try to remember that you are not a bad person for getting to that point where you have to choose your peace and sanity over what somebody else is going through. But also, if you are someone who is struggling with addiction, just please know I'm wishing all of the healing and support in the fucking world your way every single day, and I am rooting for you. You are loved more than you know.
Alright, so here is a story time about my ex-best friend. We're gonna call her Hydrant. I'm looking at a fire hydrant, and so we're gonna call this bitch Hydrant. I met Hydrant at a job that we both used to work at, and we clicked right off the rip. We are very opposite of each other, so she was definitely the yin to my yang, but we just got along so well. And I know they say like, oh, opposites attract. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, but this was an actual yeah. We had no issues. We were friends for 4 years, and not once did we ever butt heads, not once did we ever fight. She hated confrontation, so she would avoid it at all costs. Depending on the situation, confrontation, maybe. So when I was in California, she was there for me throughout everything. When my phone was shut off because we didn't have enough money to pay the phone bill, she was like, you come home, I'll put you on my phone plan until you're able to like get yourself together and get on your own phone plan. When I called her and told her that I needed to come home, she offered to buy me what is that bus called, Greyhound? And she offered to buy me a bus ticket to take a bus all the way across country back home. She was a very good friend, and that's one thing I'll always say about her. She was a great friend until she fucking wasn't. So when I moved back from California, she picked me up from the airport, took me to my parents' house, and we all had a meeting at my parents' table, and my mom was like, you are not gonna talk to your ex anymore, and if you decide that you want to talk to your ex, you have nowhere to stay. That's how much my mom hated him. My mom was like, Hydrant, if you want to live with Ashley in the house, because we had a house that my mom was gonna let me live in with Ashley, I'll do it rent-free for a few months, and then once you guys get your shit together, then we can come up with a payment plan. So boom, she moves in, and I was so happy because I love her. She helped me get through the toughest times of my life. She had me on her phone plan. Like, she was such a good fucking friend. I needed a job, obviously, so she ended up getting me a job. And the job that we had, there were 3 separate locations. So I worked at the location that was closest to the house, which was like 15 minutes away, and she worked at one of the further away ones, which is about 40 minutes away from the house. So I would notice, like, you know, I'm getting ready. I left the house at maybe 8:30 to get there by 9, maybe a little before 9. She would also leave the house at 8:30 to drive 40 minutes away, plus whatever traffic is in the way. Slowly, I was starting to notice, like, damn, like, I don't know how you saw the job, honestly, but whatever. We would go grocery shopping together, and it was like everything was pretty much fair game. But if there was something that she bought specifically for her, I would ask if I want it, and I would assume that would go vice versa. So at the time, I was 21, she was 20, so she couldn't buy alcohol. And one day I bought a 24 pack of Seagrams. I know, don't fucking judge me, I was 21. A 24 pack, unopened, it was just still in the fridge. And April Fool's Day, we're at work. She calls me and she was like, I just got fired. And I was like, April Fools. She was like, no, I really just got fired. I was like, first of all, that's fucking ruthless to fire someone on April Fool's Day, because I'm sure she thought it was a joke too. I was like, well, why did you get fired? And she was like, because he said I would always get to work late. And I was like, okay, but that's kind of true. I was like, I'm really sorry, you know, just take the day, relax, like, I'll see you when I get home. So I come home and I open up mail, and then I go to throw it in the trash can. So when I opened up the trash can, there were 24 fucking bottles, empty bottles of Seagrams. This bitch drank my whole 24 pack. And I go and knock on her door. She's asleep, obviously. This bitch drank my 24 pack of Seagrams. Not one, not two, maybe three. 24. I think I'm more upset that she drank all of them. Like, if she would have drank 1, 2, 3 and didn't ask me about it, okay, no big deal. Like, I understand you just got fucking fired. But to drink all 24 and not even ask or say anything, that low-key kind of pissed me off. Yeah, 24 pack of Seagrams was like, at the time, like, what, $13? Okay, no big deal. I let it go. It pissed me off, but I let it go. So this bitch wasn't even looking for a new job. She was just sitting there because she didn't have to pay rent. We didn't have to pay rent yet. And then she got upset at me that I still wanted to work for the company. I'm not showing up late to work. I have bills to pay, bitch. I have a phone bill that I have to pay you for. We're just little things. Like I said, we have never argued or fought. Our 4 years of being friendship, when they tell you don't live with your best friend, don't fucking do it. Seriously. Then I would start to notice, like, there would always be dirty dishes in the sink. But the dishwasher was clean. She wouldn't empty the dishwasher. She would just put the dirty dishes in the sink and leave them there. And then when the trash got full, she would just leave the old trash bag in the trash can and start a new one and just put it next to it when we have a fucking trash can outside for the full bag. Then she would leave lights on constantly. I had to pay the electric bill. We had to split it, actually. Oh, and then the Wi-Fi we had was under her name, but because she needed, like, high-power Wi-Fi because she's a PC player. Electric was in my name, Wi-Fi was in hers. Slowly, her boyfriend started staying over. And that's fine. I ended up in a new relationship. He would stay over when he wasn't in school. Whatever. So, I let it go. But then it started becoming a constant thing. A constant, like, everyday thing. And he would do the same thing. Leave the dishes, dirty dishes in the sink, not even soaks them. They didn't even soak them. They just threw them in there. Wouldn't empty the dishwasher. Trash would just accumulate. So I brought it to her attention and I'm like, hey, would you mind, like, not leaving dirty dishes in the sink? If you could at least just soak them or put them in the dishwasher. She was like, well, the dishwasher was full, so I didn't want to put them in there. I was like, well, the dishwasher's empty. Or the dishwasher is clean. So you just need to put the clean dishes away. It takes literally 2 minutes. She's like, okay, I'm sorry. I was like, it's fine. Like, this was our first confrontation. Like I said, she doesn't do confrontation. So then she did good for about a week. And then after the week, still no job. Just kept doing it. And doing it and doing it. And at this point, I'm starting to get fucking irritated. Then I'm not gonna fucking clean because I'm not gonna do shit. I'm not gonna clean up after you, let alone your fucking man. I'm not doing it. So I'm gonna see how long it's gonna take for them to fucking clean up after themselves because I'm not doing it. And I'm running out of time. This shit. Comment for part 2. Love y'all, bye.
Tell me why my ex-best friend literally tried to become me. Story time.
So me and this girl were friends for a good 7 years. She knew literally everything about me, like we were inseparable to the point where people actually thought like we were sisters and that's how close we were. So fast forward to a couple months ago, she starts dressing like me, doing her hair like me, and then she started buying the same perfumes as me, the exact brand, exact scent. I just thought, alright, maybe like she's just taking inspiration, like it's whatever. But oh honey no. So then she starts to like the boy that she knew that I had liked for like a good year or something, to the point where this boy even turned about to me and asked me if we were fucking twins for how much this lassie was doing everything to look like me. But the final fucking straw, this bitch turned about, made a full-on Finsta account, posted all my pictures, all my captions, was responding to people, acting like she was me, acting as if it was me texting them. I found out because some girl mailed me and was like, oh, like, why have you got 2 accounts? I was like, what? So obviously I confronted her about this and she just gaslit me. She gaslit me like fuck, just told me I was being dramatic, I was over paranoid, and I was just overthinking the whole situation. Needless to say, I cut that bitch off and I keep my circle tight as fuck now. But, you know, like if you've ever had a fake bitch like that, and let me know if you want a part 2, because trust me, it gets fucking worse than that.
Okay, story time on how my ex-best friend and bridesmaid turned into the villain of my wedding. I got married a year ago, and for my wedding, my bridesmaids got together to throw me a bachelorette party. They decided to split the cost evenly, and one bridesmaid offered to put the accommodations on her credit card. Being the responsible adults that they were, 2 of the bridesmaids decided to immediately send her their portion of the costs. The bridesmaid who received the money was our villain. Just days after receiving those 2 payments from the bridesmaids, she informs the group that she's no longer able to use her credit card because her husband won't let her. But she's more than happy to return the funds from whence they came. Another one of the bridesmaids then steps up and says, I'm happy to pay with this on my credit card. You guys just send me your portions. And you, villain bridesmaid, send me the 2 portions you already received, plus your own. They decide to settle their funds up at the wedding since one of the bridesmaids, the one who is now paying for the accommodations, lives out of the country. When my bachelorette party rolls around, our villain bridesmaid is a no-show. The next day is the wedding rehearsal, and of course she shows. At the wedding rehearsal, the rest of the bridesmaids get together and ask her to please pay back the 2 portions she's already received, plus her own, because all of this has already been paid for. She insists that she will. She grabs her husband and says she's going to go to the ATM. She leaves to go pick up the money that she's supposed to pay back, but doesn't return. So the next morning, while everyone's getting ready, she's supposed to be going to the ATM to pick up the money to get to the bridesmaid. Nothing happens. She leaves the wedding early and nobody gets paid. For a couple of weeks, the bridesmaids go back and forth, insisting that she make this payment. She declines and says that she shouldn't have to pay that much because she didn't even attend the bachelorette party. Unfortunately, this has all been paid for, and now the bridesmaid, who lives out of the country, is out a significant amount of money. Because this girl accepted payments from the other 2 bridesmaids and didn't want to pay it forward when she didn't end up paying for any of it at all. I didn't happen to know that any of this was happening. None of the bridesmaids wanted to inform me. They wanted to make sure I had like a stress-free wedding, which I did at the time. But once I found out that this bridesmaid had stolen money from the other 2 bridesmaids, not paid a dime forward, and now my other friend of over a decade was out hundreds of dollars, I was livid. So I did what any smart bitch would do, and I helped my friend file a civil court case. Now, the civil court case was just to make her pay the amount of money that she owed. My friend would have even been happy with her just paying back the 2 portions that she had taken from the girls because she obviously had that money. It wasn't hers. But no, she didn't want to hear it. None of the text messages, none of the phone calls, none of the emails, nothing got her to pay this. When she no-shows, the judge rules against her and in favor of the bridesmaid who paid for all of the accommodations, like for part 2.
The story of how my old best friend was truly never my friend. I remained friends with this person for over 10 years, and this is on me for not recognizing that I deserved better friends. We are both December babies, and the last 2 years of our friendship, she wished me a happy birthday on the wrong date. We got engaged when she graduated. I got her a present. I was there. I'm always there. Never received a birthday card from her or a gift from her, or she's never taken me out for anything celebrating my birthday or my milestones. During our catch-up calls with our friends, she always wanted the tea and the gossip and the dirt on other people, but she would not share what's going on with her and things in her life to a certain level. It was kind of like surface. I hated when we would talk, we kind of have to bring up something negative to trauma bond. I don't want to have to draw something negative just for us to have something in common. Constantly would text us like, let's hang out, let's do something, and then expect whoever's in the chat to plan and coordinate and make it happen. We would be the type of friend that would tell you, let's do a pool party at your house, let's do a girls' night, but never bring over food or ask if she can bring anything over.
Story time about how I was friends with probably the biggest pathological liar of all time. Story is about a girl, let's say her name was Kiana. And I tell you guys, this girl was the biggest liar I have ever known in my life. So Kiana had a boyfriend, like a guy friend, whose name was Josh. And she introduced me to Josh online. Like, she gave me his iCloud to message, not his phone number, but his iCloud. Josh would message me every day, and me and Josh also became very, very close friends. So Kiana was a friend that I really, really cared about. We just really connected on a lot of levels. She was really close to this Josh guy, and him and I also developed that same connection where we were so close. We would talk literally every single day. It was, like, honestly the first guy friend I ever had in my life. And she would always tell me and my friend that she did not like Josh at all. Eventually, because I was talking to him every day, I kind of liked him. Like, he was probably the first boy that I thought I really liked. He would always tell me things like I was so beautiful, and no one really ever made me feel that way before. I was so young, and also I didn't look good as a kid. But also keep in mind that I was literally 12, so my parents weren't going to allow me to go out and see a guy or anything. So Kiana kept pressuring me because she had a feeling that I liked him. She kept pressuring me, asking me if I liked him. I told her I did like him, and she turned around and she said to me that he was hers, and like, she actually did like him and she wanted to be with him and stuff. That was completely fine. I probably cared about Kiana more than I cared about Josh. Like, she was my best friend. Josh would still flirt with me and call me beautiful. He'd even say some dirty stuff. So around that time, Kiana told us that her and Josh have. I'll just tell you guys a couple facts about Josh. Lived in the nicest house on her street. Supposedly had like 8 bedrooms. It was pretty wealthy, obviously. He went to our school's brother school, but in a year level above. Maybe like I was 6 months into mine and Kiana's friendship, her and Josh start dating. She is at his house every day, or he's at her house every day, and she's skipping school nearly every day to go to Chatston Shopping Centre with him. So after they started officially dating, he stopped flirting with me. Actually became a bit rude to me. He just always put me down. Anyways, then a couple months later, they broke up and he became flirty to me again. And they broke up when she started dating this guy named Adrian from her dance school. And he followed me on Instagram because her and I were really close. I still remember exactly, but Adrian had 14 followers and he was super hot, like really hot. This was like literally the night before the last day of school in year 7. Josh got really drunk and he messaged me out of nowhere. We hadn't really spoken in maybe months. Started flirting with me out of nowhere, and he was being pretty dirty with it as well. Flirting with me so much and telling me I'm the most beautiful girl in the world and I was more beautiful than Kiana. And I was just kind of getting a bit freaked out. Then he started asking me about Kiana and Adrian. Just asking about them a lot. So his questions slowly transitioned from asking about Kiana and Adrian to asking about me and Adrian, and also me and him. He was asking me which one out of the 2 of them I would rather give a blowy to, like him or Adrian. I literally told him I feel extremely uncomfortable. Can we stop talking about this now? And then he was like, yeah, I'm so sorry. And then completely stopped flirting with me. Then he started talking about how he really missed Kiana and he didn't mean anything that he was saying when he was flirting with me. I'm not really his type and all of that, but he was mainly saying that he really missed Kiana and he wanted her back. And while he is messaging me, Kiana is at a dance class with Adrian. My makeup is completely out of order, but I just remember this line. I have to put it in here. Her and Josh got back together. Anna hadn't got her period for a few weeks after she was meant to get it, and she was convinced that she was pregnant with Josh's baby. And me being an amazing friend I am, I literally went and bought a pregnancy test. Yeah, I forced her to take a pregnancy test.